Hi, everyone. Before you start the episode, we just wanted to let you know that we did experience a little bit of technical difficulty with our audio. Please bear with us. It's something that we're working on, and we hope you enjoy today's episode.
Okay, Mom. What's up?
Yo.
How's everyone
How is
doing?
everyone doing today?
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to a very, very special episode of Okay, Mom.
Okay, Mom.
Welcome. We have a very, very, very exciting special guest with us today. Before we even move on to the episode, though, you need to subscribe to the YouTube channel. You need to follow us on Spotify, follow us on TikTok, follow us on Instagram.
Do it all now, please.
Cool.
Thank you.
Buy some merch. Just let me just slide that in there, you know? So what I wanted to do is I've got a little bit of an introduction written out.
All right.
So it's very special. I had to write something funny. I had to write something that encapsulates this moment. So you may be known as the POC Therapist, but to us, you're just Sarah. You are the girl who has a green pepper allergy. You are absolutely obsessed with your hand cream. I don't know when it was on the
Where'd it
table.
go?
It was here.
Vaseline.
Vaseline.
Sponsor the episode, Vaseline.
And you had an absolutely horrendous commute, which we are so sorry for.
That's okay.
But we appreciate the effort.
I couldn't miss it.
Yo, you still came
you.
through. So listen, this is why you always go to Sarah for your services, because she pulls through.
Ain't that the truth, guys?
Welcome to the show.
Thank you.
Welcome.
Thank you. Thank you.
We love to do, we always like to start the episodes with like a bit of an icebreaker.
All right.
So we've got an icebreaker planned. Guys, this is a new segment. I'm super excited.
It's going to be a good one.
It's so good.
It's a juicy.
It's juicy. You want to start off, Hina?
Well, why don't you explain the segment?
All right. So
Okay.
this segment is called Red Flag or Green Flag.
Ding, ding.
So we're gonna.
love this game.
Are you excited? So we're gonna give you a few. I have 3 or 4 written up.
I have 4 too.
You have 4? Okay,
Yeah.
excellent. So we'll go one by one.
Done.
When I say it though, Hina, you also have to respond.
Oh, I
Okay?
will. I'm not holding back.
You gotta
I
tell
was
me
waiting.
tell
I
me-
was waiting for a time.
if it's a red flag or a green flag.
Okay.
You want me to go first?
Go ahead.
All right. If somebody has their GPS tracker on for you, is that a red flag or a green flag?
Oh.
Like like they're tracking where you're going?
Yeah.
It's a freaking biggest freaking red flag ever. Why do you need to know where I'm going all the time?
I don't know. It could be safety, girl.
Let's be real.
You know, what if you're in the streets of Rexdale
That's a bit
and
much.
they got to know where you're at?
That's a
Yep.
bit much.
She got to know where she's at. No, it's true. It's true. But I will say, you know what? I'm going to have to turn my brain off a little bit for this game. 'Cause
Okay,
I'm
cool.
What the context? If it's your mom,
Yeah.
you know? No. So generally speaking, red flag.
Okay.
Right?
Okay.
Yeah. If we're going black and white, you know, that red.
Red.
Cool,
Yeah,
cool.
red.
Red.
I'm with you.
All right. Okay. What's yours?
Okay. I got a good one. Guys who blast Punjabi music in their cars super loud.
Red flag.
The
Say
reddest
no more.
damn flag.
No.
What's the
Yeah.
need?
Yeah.
What's the need?
Enjoy
can
your
I say-
music in the safety and comfort of your car.
Thank you.
And roll the windows
And
up.
roll the damn windows
We
up.
did-
Okay. Can I say yellow flag?
No.
Because she's attracted to that. She's telling
Yeah, I
us.
love
We're
Punjabi
judging
music
her.
though.
I love Punjabi music
I
too,
love
but
Punjabi
No,
music.
no.
there's a limit.
We all do.
We all
But there's
do.
a way
There is a
for
way.
everything.
Okay, but if amplifier's playing,
Yeah, but
I'm out there like
No.
ladder.
But then maybe you're the red
No.
flag.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's me. I'm
She
the
is
problem.
guy.
I am that guy.
Playing amplifier where most of the kids don't even know.
Yo, I'm at that Ridgeway Plaza, just playing amplifier, rolling through Matari coffee.
Now
Oh
you
my
know.
God.
Now y'all know. Okay, if you hear it, you know who's in the car. It's gonna be her. Okay.
All right, guys. Red flag, green flag. Biryani without aloo.
I like both.
Yeah, that's what I'm
Right?
thinking too.
But what if somebody has to have biryani but no aloo? Is that a
My
red
mom
flag?
doesn't put aloo in the biryani, so
Yeah,
so
this
it's a
one's
green.
gonna be,
It's a green
yeah.
for me.
Okay,
Let it
okay.
pass.
But yeah, my mom doesn't do.
Yeah.
South Indian biryani doesn't have aloo. I
No.
don't think so.
But your guys' biryani is supposed to be top tier.
Yeah.
I gotta say.
That it
But
is.
she
There's
didn't
no
bring
Sean
any for us.
masalas.
She didn't bring
Yeah,
any
yeah,
for
we
us
don't use none of
today.
that
No.
nonsense.
You don't use Sean?
No, they make their own masale.
Scratch.
Oh,
And like roasting your masala. I know, roast your masala on the
Yeah.
chula and then you
Yeah.
make your biryani.
that is actually
It's
pretty amazing.
really
legit.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
We're,
Okay,
we're coming over.
we're
Let auntie know.
we're coming over. Okay. This one's a juicy one. Mother-in-laws who need you to constantly call them and get upset when you don't.
Red flag.
Red flag.
Red flag.
God, I didn't
That's
even.
not that. Forget mother-in-laws.
Anyone.
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 My husband wants me to constantly
Truth.
red flag.
It's not happening.
There's the door.
There's a door.
Facts.
Bye-bye.
I can't. I
No,
can't.
no,
do
no,
it. I
no,
can't.
buddy.
I'm not gonna lie. You said mother-in-law. I was kind of triggered. I was like, it's already a red flag.
Just a word.
Just a
is
word.
If your kid is like, Mom, call me. No.
Yeah, I don't even
Don't be
think.
a loser.
Yes.
Go find some
Yes.
friends.
Let's drop.
Get
the
a hobby.
bomb. Find a hobby
yeah.
for the love of God.
Yeah. Leave me alone.
Yeah.
Nobody should be expecting you to call them all the time.
Yes, I agree. I agree. I agree with this.
Yeah, I agree.
I agree with the sentiment.
Okay, he asks to use your razor.
No.
Okay, wait a second. Hold on. What if he's asking because he just has like one hair here? where you
No.
want-
If
I
it
would
could
say
be
it's
for
a
any,
yellow.
absolutely anything.
Whoa.
No.
Okay, it depends. If he said, "Oh, I just have one hair here,"
No.
and I need
Why
to,
didn't you fix it yourself?
Yo,
Don't touch
it's a
my
yellow
stuff.
for me.
Yo, boys are disgusting.
It's a
boys
yellow.
are
it's-
disgusting.
But what if
That's
I
for
stand?
you.
What if I stand
And
there?
boys'
I
hair?
supervise? I stand there, but I love him, and
No,
I
but-
think that he'll be okay if
Listen.
I stand and supervise.
Listen.
Okay, would you share your toothbrush?
You know what? I talked to you about this.
Yeah, we had a
It's
conversation.
kind of
about this.
gross. It's hella gross. But if it was a apocalypse, and your breath is stank,
Listen,
okay?
I feel
You who's your
What do I-
ungly, okay?
Hold on. It sounds like she's done it many times.
Yes.
I haven't. I swear to God.
And she's trying to
I
find.
haven't. I
she's like,
swear to God. But I would.
Let me
But
set
I
the
would
scene.
because my kids have used my toothbrush and I love them, and it did not phase me. Not gonna lie to you. Okay, they did. They did use
Interesting.
it. They did
Yeah.
use it. So it would depend. Like it would depend for me. It's not
And
a
that's
red.
the red flag in
It's
this
not
one.
a red. It's a yellow
Sounds
for
like
me.
It's like a weekly thing. The way she was
Yellow.
Every day, every day somebody's using your toothbrush.
She's like, oh, he was sick. Oh, she's like teething. No, nasty, yo.
No, girl, I
It's a
can't.
yellow- It's a yellow. I'm gonna.
Yo,
take
I'll
it.
use a
I'll-
miswak.
I'll-
I'll use my finger. I'll use something, but I'll chew gum.
It's a yellow
but
for
I am
me.
not sharing a
I
toothbrush.
stand by my yellow and I own it with pride. With pride.
Toothbrush, no
With
razor.
pride. With pride.
Actually, don't even touch my face product.
Yo.
Don't stick your fingers in my cream.
No, I would allow it. I would allow it. I honestly would allow it.
Okay,
swear, I would
okay.
allow it.
Sherry loves my skincare product.
I'm
There you
sure.
go.
I'm sure.
I bet he would
Because
say
they
it's a
use
yellow.
like zest.
right.
I got 3-in-1 shampoo, conditioner, face
What is
wash,
the deal?
body wash,
Okay, but like
everything.
s-
The Dove
off-
men.
off-
That's all they
off
need.
Topic. Why do men have like top tier glowing skin? And I'm here
And
using
lashes?
like a
Yo,
Yo, lashes for
What?
a day.
I know. What? This is not fair.
They
Guys,
don't
this
even
is
need
not
it.
fair.
they don't
They
even
don't
need
need
it.
it.
It's so unfair. It's so unfair.
No.
Also, whenever I see lashes, I'm like, yo, can I get some mascara and just
Oh,
how beautiful would their
how
lashes
beautiful
be?
would they look? You need to try it.
No, they wouldn't look beautiful. The lashes would look beautiful.
Oh, true,
yeah.
true.
Very particular.
True.
Yeah.
Okay. Friends that go silent when they see you popping. When
Red
they see you be successful, they
flag.
just go silent.
Red
Okay,
flag.
but what if the friend is just down?
Even
then
if
what?
they're down, like if you have been a supporter to this friend or you have been there for that friend and they kind of like obviously context matters, but I think if you have had a friend and you've been there for them in their time of like need, success, whatever it may be, and now you're growing, it needs to be reciprocated.
But okay,
Damn.
this is where I'm gonna push back a little bit. All
Okay.
right,
All
my
right.
therapist brain is on.
Yeah, turn
Okay.
it on.
It depends on what you're defining by success. Like if you're, let's say, in our communities, one of the things that's considered to be success is you found somebody, you're getting married. Your friend's
Valid.
been struggling.
Valid.
You know, your marital status is changing. She's winning.
Yeah.
Right. So they're just like, no, I can't be a part of it. Cool.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
Another thing is like getting pregnant, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Many women struggle with infertility, and it's just
Yeah.
like my friend looks at her husband, she's pregnant,
Mm.
but like I've been going through this and this and this. and
That's
this,
true.
And it's so
That's
difficult.
true.
So
I
like
see that.
it's hard to celebrate that
Yeah.
baby,
Yeah.
even though you're happy for them.
Yeah.
But like financial success, I think that's a little bit more complicated. You know,
Mm.
Like, what if you're like, what if it is like a business, a success in a business, not a marriage, not a baby, but like
actual
a
financial
venture. Let's say you
like financial success.
yeah, financial success.
Yeah, I think even with that too, right? Like I feel like there's context there because to me, if somebody was to shy away, that actually just breaks my heart because like they're lacking in that area.
Yeah.
Where
Yeah.
money, somebody else making money is like upsetting you.
Yeah.
You know, like
Yeah.
I find that to be more sad than more.
That is
I agree.
you know.
I agree.
Yeah.
It is a red flag for me.
Yeah. Especially when
Yeah.
life is so expensive.
Right?
You're just like,
Oh.
what are you thinking?
We're all
Like,
struggling getting
oh,
those
must be-
$10
yeah.
strawberries these
Yeah.
days. What the hell? What in the
Those
world?
$7.99 raspberries.
God.
What is going
I can't.
on?
Crazy.
And the way I bring it home and it's done in 30 seconds.
You just gotta learn to
not
grow
even
our own.
organic.
It's not even organic.
At this point, I'm like, is anything even organic?
I don't
really?
even know. I don't
think
even
they
know.
just lied on us.
Yeah.
If he asks to share your phone password,
I would give it.
like,
What do you want it for?
Also true.
maybe
I would still be like, okay, I'll
wants to
take
use
it.
Google Maps.
So, I personally wouldn't.
Damn.
Ooh.
Yeah, no, I personally wouldn't. Just because I like photos wise.
Yeah.
I have photos of like other girls who might be wearing.
Okay, valid.
Oh, that makes
That's a
sense.
good point.
Okay.
Girlfriend.
That's a
of
good
mine.
point.
So if it's Google Maps, like I would open Google Maps to be like here.
Mm.
Because sometimes you know when you just open up your tabs and stuff and you leave it.
Yeah.
Because you know my girlfriends have sent me photos and stuff.
Yeah,
I don't want
true,
people seeing
true,
that.
true, true.
So that's the only thing.
You're
But
a
this
good
is
friend.
a tip. It's because I have this.
You're a good friend because I was just like, check my phone. It's all yours.
Take it and go.
Yeah. No, it would just be that. Unless it's like my phone's dead, I just
True.
either ways.
Okay.
Also,
You're not
like,
using my phone.
Do you want them to see your Google search? That's the other
Mm.
thing.
Yeah.
What have you been searching?
Best
Recently.
My
ice cream in the
search-
city. Best ice cream in the city. Late night shawarma. Late night pizza.
Listen. I would be so down right now to open up your last Google search on your phone right now. Hina, let's go.
I'm gonna throw it.
You know
down
what? I'm
for
gonna throw it
you.
down for you too. Let's open it up. Let me show you my last Google. Sarah, let's go. Sarah, let's go.
Honestly, it's like how far is
Mine
What's
is,
yours?
from
Mine
Toronto?
is duck fat healthier than butter?
Let's see. Gardener clothes.
Oh, you got the news open up.
The news.
What else is there?
Brampton Namaz timing.
Okay, honestly, that was the most random.
Random, but you know it is what it is. Welcome to the realest
Actually, what
podcast
was
in the
my-
world.
Why do you not know namaz?
Yeah,
I
why do you not know?
Sister.
Sister.
in Islam.
Sister.
We all know the namaz.
Yeah, what's going on?
And where is the azan?
Yo. Yo, Sarah has entered the chat.
Sarah has entered the chat, and there's a lot of judgment here today.
The haram police is most welcome in my house. They're gonna find lots of things in here that are just red flags. Red flags. Listen, I'm trying, people. I searched it. I'm trying.
And I
There.
give you all the credit. It's the intention.
It is
Yeah.
the intention.
It's your.
Also, we were totally driving back from a party, and I was like, "Did I miss the namaz, or can I make it back on time?"
Hey, but the fact that you even thought of it.
Yeah, mashallah.
Hey, mashallah.
We're trying. We're trying here. We're trying, people.
Allah accept as though you prayed on time.
Yo. This is the kind of energy I need in my life.
This is what I need.
Sarah, you need to be in my pocket.
Yeah.
Just feed me these
No
words.
way I'm coming back to Brampton for at least another 6 years.
So now that we're done our icebreaker, we're just gonna get into it.
Mm.
You're in the hot seat. We're gonna ask you all the good questions.
Mm. I'm excited.
We got a lot of good stuff. Coming your way.
Yes.
All right. So
So
we
we heads up. The two of you might be crying by the end of
Oh
this.
no. She's gonna top into that inner trauma.
Oh,
You're gonna see Uruje cry on camera today.
Okay, so we have some questions from you guys.
Yes.
And then we also have some other questions.
Yeah.
Okay.
Some questions we wanted to ask you as well.
Okay, so my first question that I actually had was what is a trend that you're seeing in your like work with maybe the people that come and see you in the Desi community? Like what's something that an issue that's very common? Is it like childhood trauma? Is it depression? Is it divorce? Is it like what are you seeing more and more?
This is super easy. The number one thing that comes up literally multiple times a day, parent-child conflict. Adult children with emotionally immature parents and wanting to figure out how to navigate that relationship because it's an important relationship, but they don't know how to navigate it because the adult children are more emotionally mature than their parents,
Right. Makes
and
sense.
so it's just like, how do I navigate that world?
Is it generally like children of immigrants?
Most of them, yes.
Yeah.
Majority, yeah.
So how do you navigate that? Like
Yeah.
what do you do?
Because
Because
that's the
that's-
secret sauce.
Yeah.
We've been struggling.
Give us all the sauce, baby.
So you know what's actually the hardest part about that dynamic, and the secret sauce is actually different for everybody.
Right.
Mhm.
Right. Which is what keeps the business going.
Oh,
If there was
that's
one
true.
answer, guess what? We'd be out.
Yeah.
True,
True.
Because you guys would just share notes.
Yeah.
But the thing is, everybody's traumas are kind of different.
True.
So
Which
true.
is why
So
we got
true.
to change up the recipe for each person. So the reality is, majority of the times, the parents and the children very much love each other.
Right,
The adult
right.
children and the parents. And also at the same time, this is the same place where they actually experience those traumas.
Mm-hmm.
But also at the same time, even though they experience the traumas, they're like, but my parents didn't know any better. They
Right.
did
Yeah,
do it
yeah.
unknowingly.
Mm-hmm.
But then they should know better because they're like my parents.
Right.
So
Yeah.
you're just like fighting with yourself in your
Yeah.
head.
Exactly.
And you're like, what do you do?
Mhm.
Right. And people are like a byproduct of their environment. They have like different things that are there genetically as well that are wired in. Some families you might notice like they have a history of like anxiety, right? And
Right.
it's just that it's not called out or forget called out. It's not even acknowledged.
Right. Right.
People don't even understand the concept of that.
Yeah.
They just think it's stress. They think it's financial stress
Yeah.
or the immigrant struggle, right? So it's mislabeled. And so there's a genetic component that can also come into
Yeah.
play, right? So it's trying to navigate all of these pieces, but trying to figure out how do I get to a point where there's like, I just need to let go of certain things.
Yeah.
And like, how do I humanize my parent?
Yeah.
That's the
Totally.
hardest part.
Wow.
That is hard.
That's really
Especially when you go to your mom's house and your mom's like, what do you know? I know better than you.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And you're
Yep.
like, how am I trying? I'm trying to humanize you.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
She's like, what the hell are you
Like-
talking about?
Like,
No, you don't tell them that.
you know, oh my God, you can
In
never.
your head, you're like, she's just making my God, you just testing me. God, you are testing me today. Stop.
Like, I'm grateful for this
Yeah.
test, God. I will take this
This
test.
is gonna make me stronger, right? Just tell me it's gonna make me stronger. Tell me that I don't have to deal with anything in heaven
Oh
like this.
my goodness. It's
So,
hard.
but that's
Oh my
what it
gosh.
is, right? 'Cause
Yeah.
you're just like, it's like the one weird blink can set you off. Because it's just like, oh
Totally.
my God, she's pissed. He's pissed. Oh my God, this is going to happen. That's going to happen. And it's just like the inner child trauma gets triggered.
Yeah, totally.
And you're like, but I'm supposed to humanize. But my therapist said it. Sarah said that's humanize your mom. Don't put her on the pedestal. And you're just like, oh my God, I just want to run out of here.
Yeah,
Yeah.
So
totally.
it takes a lot of like exposure and like practicing things in the moment. And honestly, for a lot of people, it takes a long time. Like it took me years. Actually, I would say I'm still like it's something I
On
feel
that
like I'm
road.
going to continue working through
Yeah.
for a long time. Maybe till I go into my grave, frankly. I don't know. I genuinely
Yeah.
don't know. But it's like something that it takes a very long time. But what you want to see is the milestones you want to look for is like, did it get better from what it used to be 3 years
Yeah.
ago?
Right.
Can I
Exactly.
talk about certain things
Yeah.
that I couldn't
yeah.
talk about
Oh,
before?
that's so
Mhm.
true.
You know?
That's so true.
Yeah, like for the first time, last year I had a really difficult year. So I actually started taking medication for anxiety management. My dad's a very anxious guy. My mom's a very anxious person. My sister, I feel like everybody in my family.
Right.
Yeah.
But you know, I would never ever talk about this stuff before, even though this is what I do for work. It's just like when I go home, I'm like a different Sarah.
Of course.
Yeah,
no,
Of course.
totally.
Forget therapist,
Yeah.
therapy, what?
Yeah.
They
The
know,
hat
they're
comes
they're
off.
The
they're
hat comes
this-
off.
She's that youngest child idiot in
Yeah.
class who doesn't know anything, you know? But I actually was like to my dad, I was like, bro, you got to get on some of my meds.
Yeah.
I told my mom, like, listen, crush that and put it in
Yeah,
a
but-
coffee in the morning. Your life's going to get better.
She
But,
won't even
I
know.
would never, you know. And actually, I don't even think I've talked about my medication on social
Yeah.
media. I think this is the first time I'm mentioning it.
Aw, thank you for sharing
Yeah,
that.
of course.
Yeah.
Because I found it's made a substantial change.
Wow, that's awesome.
And yeah, so like I had a specific moment. It's ridiculous what moment it was for me that switched, and I was like, I really need to go talk to somebody. It was when I was watching Love Is Blind, but that's a conversation.
Okay,
for
no,
another day.
honestly though, sometimes you're watching TV shows and the way they like slap you in the face, like,
And I'm
God
just
damn.
like,
Yeah.
yo, I gotta book an appointment with my
Yo.
doctor. I got book
Yo, Love is Blind.
Yeah,
You're
yeah,
doing
yeah.
things. You're doing things out there.
changing lives.
Okay, off topic, but has
Changing
anyone
lives.
seen the new season of Love Is Blind?
Sharia and I, same day. Episode came out. We're in front of TV.
What was happening?
I don't watch it, so I'm sorry.
You gotta
I
get on that.
apologize.
You
Get
gotta
on
get
it,
on
girl.
that. You gotta get on
I
it.
feel like I'll
No,
get
no,
too
no.
addicted.
No,
we
it's-
could do a whole episode on Love Is Blind.
Yeah, it's so it's so nasty. Like it's
It's nasty.
but in a good way. In a good way. It takes you away from like the depressions of life. Of
Yes.
I
not
get
being
it.
able to make your rent,
No,
not
Yo-
being able to get groceries.
Yo.
Right there, right there. You
It's
just
like
sit there
The
and you're just
$10
like,
strawberries.
Yeah.
like, here I thought I was a mess, but look at the mess in front of me.
But yeah, those are the milestones that you kind of want to look for, right?
Got it.
Like, can I have those conversations? I mean, I'm sure like my mom probably thinks a whole lot of things about me. that,
Yeah.
You know, on
for sure.
the fact that I'm on medication and stuff.
Yeah.
Actually, she's never brought it up. So I think she was like, in and out the other year, my kid's fine. I
Yeah.
did a good job. Maybe
Yeah.
it could be one of those things, but I don't think I would have had that conversation a couple of years ago.
Yeah, I can
You know?
see that happening. I
Yeah.
feel like it's hard to see. Like, I think I'm also different with how I was with my mom too, and now I feel like I talk to her about a lot of like random stuff.
Yep.
Things that I'd be like, I would never share this with
Yeah.
my mom. And I think it's also the hard conversations where you're like, okay, like I'm telling you that like I didn't like that you did such and such thing.
Yeah.
And like it really hurt my feelings. But then sometimes I think they do think about it.
They do.
Yeah.
Like they do sit, like
Yeah.
they do think about it. It's hard for them to like completely alter who they are. Too,
Yeah.
but they do think about it. And I feel like you do notice like little tiny changes
Yeah.
over time.
Yeah.
For me, I feel like I'm really getting better at just letting her know, like, Mom, I don't want to talk right now.
Yeah.
I was like, Mom, I can't. I'm super frustrated. I don't want to talk right now. Like, I'll call you when I'm ready to talk.
Yeah.
I love that.
And then just kind of like hang up because I know that if I'm getting emotional or worked up, I'm just going to say things and I do sit in that regret.
yeah.
So I know that that's something that's in me that I needed to also change. So what I've been doing to help is to just be like, hey, I need some space. Give me some time.
Yeah.
Let me just watch an episode of something.
Girl, I'm not gonna lie, that's amazing.
You know,
Yeah.
and then she understands it too. And when she does that, she'll always call back and be like, you know, are we okay? Like, what happened? And we always like, we'll have a good conversation
I
about
love
it.
that.
Yeah.
'Cause
It's only been recent though. I feel like I'd say in the last like 4 or 5 years.
that's amazing.
But that's also tough to do because there's such a guilt that comes from saying like
in the
just-
beginning,
True.
I would
"Oh, I
hang
gotta go
up.
to the washroom."
Yeah.
But it's just like no.
So
it's
that's
not
what I
much.
used to do
Yeah.
before.
Yeah.
I would make excuses. I'd be like,
Yeah.
I'm busy. I'll call you back. Or I wouldn't even pick up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then now I'm like, and then in the beginning, when I started saying it, I would hang up and I'd be like, oh my God, we're just being so mean.
And like
Like you're making
her
such
feelings
a big
are
deal out
hurt.
of stuff.
Oh my
yeah.
God,
She
yeah.
just wants to talk to you on the phone. And I would,
So
that
that's
sort
what I mean. Like that's why the secret sauce is so different, right? Because
Yeah.
you start gaslighting yourselves. You're like, yo, why are you making such a big deal?
100%.
She just wants to see you happy.
Ah,
She just loves you.
Facts.
And you're like, oh my god.
like I was such a bad child.
Yeah,
Oh
yeah,
my
yeah.
gosh.
You know? And then you're like, I'm probably a bad mom too.
Oh
I'm a
my
bad child. My kids are gonna do this to me. And
Guys,
you're
this
just
is
like,
it. This is us.
This is it.
I'm just like
This is it.
reiterating a therapy session.
Yo.
That's it. That's all. Yeah.
But now it's getting much better. And it doesn't even happen that often because I'm pretty
Yeah.
like open with her. Whenever she does
Yeah.
things that I don't like, I'll just say it.
Yeah.
But there are moments where I've had to been like, hey, like, look, I'll just call you back.
Yeah.
Like, give
But
me a
that
minute.
comes with practice, right?
Yeah.
And like push. And that's where most people like get stuck because
Yeah.
having to be consistently and putting in the work,
Yeah.
especially when you're in like you've left the house,
Mhm.
it's kind of easier to kind of ignore things. You know
That's
what I
so
mean?
true. That's so
Because
true.
you're like, no, I got another problem at home. Another
Ain't
4
that the
problems
truth?
at home.
Ain't that the truth?
I got 4 problems at home that I got to deal with these.
So the last thing I want to worry about right now.
Yeah.
Okay, so the next question is, how do you set boundaries with parents and siblings?
Johanna's trying to get a whole therapy session out of
For
her own
free.
family.
Free,
Yeah.
guys. Go for it. Just help me out. Give me those free answers.
At least give me gas money.
Okay,
Ooh.
I will. You know I got you.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll even at this point I'll even drop you
I'm
off.
kidding.
Guys,
They
we
friend-
also got
they
kebab
friend
rolls.
me, you guys. Yeah,
We're
yeah,
packing
yeah.
the
See?
kebab rolls in a
Yeah.
dinka dabba.
Yeah.
We
Biscuits,
got the
got
biscuit.
coffee.
Biscuit.
Yeah,
We're
yeah,
Good,
yeah.
We're good. We're good.
Yeah, she's good. They're good. They took care of me well.
We tried.
Yeah.
We tried.
So boundary setting, that's actually a perfect example.
Right.
What Uruje just said right now. Honestly, the hardest part is you literally have to figure out what to say and what is going to hit, like what's going to work with each person.
Right.
Because you can't, like I said, if it was so simple, I would just copy paste the answers to
Yeah.
everybody, right?
Yeah.
But like you can't give the same responses to your one sister, one brother, one sister, one sister. Like
Yeah.
first sibling needs a certain type of response, second sibling needs, because kids are all different. You know,
Yeah,
you've got 3 kids,
totally.
you've got 2 much.
Yeah.
Yep.
They all
Totally.
have different
They
personalities.
do,
You
they
know what
do.
I mean?
Yep.
And it's just somehow it all is different kinds of sassy
Yep.
and problematic.
Facts.
Somehow. And it's just you have to figure out how to finesse that.
Right.
And that's the hard part, right? Because it's just like it's more work.
Yeah, it is.
And even as parents too, just on the flip side of that for you guys as parents and our parents as parents, it's actually much easier to do everything for all 3 kids the same way. And you know, our parents had it for 3 kids, right?
Yeah.
So it's just like, okay, everybody's eating this, you're gonna eat this too. But like, or everybody's going to the school, everybody's doing this, everybody's studying this, you're gonna do this. Instead of like, let me figure out like what kid is good in what, and then how do we take that and how do we enhance that?
Right,
Maybe
right.
this one's hockey, maybe this one's music, maybe this one's and it's just it's a lot of work and they don't have the time.
It is a
Yeah.
lot
They
of.
don't have
You're
the
putting it that way, and
resources.
I'm like,
You know,
I'm so overwhelmed.
Yeah, yeah. So like
Yeah.
it's a lot, right?
Yeah,
and
yeah,
so
totally.
we kind of do the same thing as
Yeah.
well. And human beings in general, we're always looking to cut corners to save energy.
Yes.
For real.
Everyone.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Whether it's food, whether it is like parenting, whatever it is, we're looking to minimize. And so when you're doing that, you're thinking, okay, like, how do I set boundaries? You try to do the same thing with all the siblings,
Right.
the parent, it's not going to work.
Yeah.
So you actually want to figure out how to do it. It's actually going to have to be very individualistic, and you're going to have to figure out how to set a boundary. Like, how do I say what Uruje just told her?
Right. Right. Okay.
You know?
Because like maybe that wouldn't work for your mom, but there's a different way that
Exactly.
you would do it.
Exactly. Makes sense. Okay. Thank you for that tip.
Oh my God, I feel like I'm like
pass
that
it on.
sometimes as a mom. Like I do blanket solutions with
But
my
I think
kids.
a lot of people do that.
Yeah.
But you know what? I was watching this, like, I think it was like a little short on Instagram where they were like, you are not the same parent that you were when you had your first versus your second.
Yeah.
So
You're a
true.
different
Yeah.
person.
Yeah.
So like you can't use the same method. But
Yeah.
damn, it's easier to just use the same one.
Yo,
Yeah.
also I can't
really-
cook 3 dinners.
Yeah.
Ain't
All
nobody got
y'all,
the
all
time.
y'all are eating pulao, okay?
You're eating that.
Yeah, and
Enjoy
listen,
it.
That rule is good. Eat or die.
Yo,
Eat or die.
My mom did that. She still does it. Eat or die.
I do that with my kids. I'm like, we're not getting off the table. TV's turning
Why
off.
am I
Are you gonna
dying?
finish your plate?
Yeah.
And
Why
until
am I
it's
dying?
done, nobody's going
I'm not
anywhere.
gonna lie, my dad used to say that his mom would be like, "This is what we got. Either
is
you
what
eat
it
it
is.
or,
Yeah.
or you die."
That's,
Yo, facts, yo.
From a therapy standpoint, that's the best way to go about it.
I love that.
Bless Arud, you're doing something right.
Yeah.
So if your kids are like, you're not a good mom, you'll be like, oh, I am.
I'll be like, watch this episode back 20 years ago with the therapist. I did something right.
That's hilarious. Okay. Okay, getting into kids because we were talking about kids.
Cool.
This is a question that I have a little bit. I was watching this podcast, Joe Rogan, and there was a woman on there who was, I'm not sure exactly what she did, but she had written a bunch of these books, and she was talking about how therapy for children is overdone. Okay. So what she was saying was that these days parents put their kids take their kids to a therapist for like even the smallest thing. So an example that she gave was like, let's say, like their dog dies and they'll be like, oh, my child is going through trauma, I need to take them to the therapist. But this person was saying, why are we taking children to therapists when that is a natural part of life, and them going like seeing death or experiencing death is going to make them more resilient. If we take them to a therapist, they're going to kind of sit in their own thoughts and constantly be thinking about my feelings and my emotions. And even nowadays when parents are told to be like the gentle parents and like always be like, how are you feeling? You're having big feelings. So she was saying, isn't that a bit too much? Like kids are supposed to be more resilient, and like, it should be that whole thing of like, you fall down and like shake it off and like, you got this, and like life is hard and life is unfair. So what's your perspective on that?
So whenever you have a parent coming in and, they're like, oh, my child is experiencing X, Y, and Z. First thing we always look at is what's the parent dynamic at home,
Right.
and what's going on at home, and why you feel as though, like, if a mom came to me and said, my kid's dog died, I want a therapist, I would be like, okay, what is it that you feel that you need the skills to develop to have this conversation with your child yourself? Because this is a very natural part of life or upbringing.
Love that.
Right? And so loss, grandparent loss of a dog, whatever it is.
Yeah.
Why is it that you feel unequipped? What is it that you want? So I would actually probably do an adult session with the mom, not having the child there, because that's actually a better conversation for a parent to have with a child.
Right.
It's also how you develop a relationship, how you strengthen and add depth to a relationship between the parent and child, right? Versus like, oh, you got a problem? You sneezed 3 times? Okay, well, here's your therapist.
Yeah.
I'm just like,
That makes a lot of sense. That makes a lot of sense. But like, speaking about that as well, do you think, and maybe this is like, I don't know, maybe I'm reaching a little here, just a little controversial,
That's
but
all good.
you're a therapist, so obviously, you're going to be pro therapy, but do you think that there is like a trend of people seeking therapy these days? Because there are people that think that.
yeah. So I actually have seen it with a couple of clients of mine, and that's where we check them, which is like, okay, so why are you even here?
Right.
Because a lot of times people do it for the vibes.
Right.
Oh, my therapist said da-da-da.
Yeah.
My therapist. Cool. Great. Amazing that you can afford a therapist or you have a therapist. That's amazing. But what work are you actually doing?
Absolutely.
Exactly.
And that's the thing that's more important to understand. I am pro therapy, and also at the same time, I think any therapist actually should be checking you or the client to be like, does this person even need therapy?
Yeah.
Because the goal
Yeah,
is
yeah.
you're not meant to be there forever, you know. Come in for a couple sessions, depending on what the issue is. You're there to learn a skill set. Once you learn the
Right.
skill set, you're gonna have to go do it yourself.
Right.
And even if their clients are like, oh, I need to see you every week, no. Do
Yeah.
you actually need to see me every week?
Yeah.
Or are you just trying to build a dependence?
Mm-hmm.
Because like the tough work needs to be done on your own, you know. Even when you see a therapist,
Yeah.
we see this all the time.
Yeah.
We tell the clients, look, you're with me for an hour a whole week.
Mhm,
What are you
exactly.
doing the rest of the hours?
True.
That's where the hard
Damn.
stuff comes out.
Now y'all know.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
What are you doing?
Yeah. What were you?
This
what
is
were
not a
Yeah. Watching Love is Blind.
Yeah.
Obviously.
this is not a kitty party, okay?
you- Yeah.
Do the work.
Put that work in.
So I have a question that somebody asked us quite often. A few people had asked us, and then somebody asked me on my like personal account, and I thought this would be a great time to talk about it.
Okay.
They wanted to know, how do you recreate intimacy after giving birth?
Ooh,
Yeah, it's a really good one. And you know what? It's something that nobody ever talks about. And I feel like in any community.
Yeah.
Because honestly, after giving birth, like the last thing you want to do is have any sort of intimacy with
That's
anyone.
so true.
You're tired. You are overstimulated,
Yeah.
sleep deprived.
Yeah.
You don't want anybody coming near you. You just want to eat and sleep and maybe have more anxiety about this baby that you have to now take care of.
Ain't that the truth?
So what are some tips? What can we do?
Yeah, you know what? This is a really good question. I'm happy it came up, and I love that people are thinking about this.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Instead of just like shutting it down. So I love that. What I would suggest is one, define intimacy,
Okay.
right? If people are usually when people talk about intimacy, they're literally referring to the act of, to be very, very crass, the act of penetrative sex.
Mhm.
That's what
Right.
they're referring to,
Mhm.
which is actually not the case
Mhm.
because intimacy has so many levels and variations, and also is different with different people.
True.
Right.
You know what? Us girls, I think we can all say, like, we have a lot of romantic girlfriends.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
We do romantic things for our friends,
Yes.
which is also a level of intimacy.
Yeah.
And it's really nice and comforting and stuff. And that's something that we can build with our girls.
Yep.
Right? There's that. Obviously, when you're moms, you're tired and stuff. So
Yeah.
that's another thing. So back to the how do we define intimacy? Another big thing is actually the intimacy that people refer to in relationships refers to a lot of the emotional intimacy in your relationship, not so much the physical piece.
Right.
You know, especially as women, we need a lot of that,
Yeah.
right? So what's happening there?
Mhm.
And over there, it can be like acts of service. It can be
Right,
certain types of
right.
things, right? Even when you're like just being able to take a shower and like knowing that my partner's there and I can go like, just go sit next to my partner,
Yeah.
pass out, and my partner's going to take care of things.
Yeah.
You know, that itself is very romantic. It's very intimate.
Mhm.
So coming back to define what that intimacy is.
Mhm.
And then two, once you're able to define that, you're able to kind of better get into, okay, this is perhaps how I can get this done. Or like close to it, something
Right.
like that. Or even
Yeah.
if it's a girlfriend, then I
Yeah.
want to like, you know, one of my like really close, intimate relationships with my girlfriends, how can I like get back into that? Because since I gave birth, I haven't hung out with my girls in like,
That's
That's
true.
so true. That's
3
so
months.
true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
you know, like something like this, like the two of you doing a podcast is very intimate. It's a late night podcast that we're doing right now, right?
Yeah.
So just things like this, it's very lovely to be able to have. Yes, you're exhausted, you know, the kids are gone to bed. And so there's certain things that even when you do, when you're exhausted, it's still like quite literally like refills you.
Yeah.
That's so true.
You're like, I'm so tired.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
can't do it. You push yourself to do it and you're like, I'm so glad I did it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's so true.
That's what
very,
you
very
wanna do,
true.
right?
Very
And
true.
that's the
Yeah.
stuff that kind of builds intimacy.
Yeah.
Because what people are talking about, new moms are talking about when they ask a question like this, is a sense of depletion everywhere.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Feeling like you're just spiraling,
Yes.
and the only thing you feel like a cow,
Yeah.
Oh my God, that's so true.
right?
For real.
So true.
And then it's just like, how do I keep this child alive?
Yeah.
And I feel like I'm doing 6,000 things wrong, so I'm already a bad mom.
Yeah.
My
Yep.
kid is like 2 months old.
Oh
Like,
my
how am I
gosh.
supposed to go for another like God knows how many years?
Right?
I don't know.
Save me.
You know? Yeah.
And
so-
you're also like healing.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
you don't know how to be a mom. So you're also learning how to be a mom while you're also taking care of
And
a
then you
person
look
in your
at like
life.
the dads and they're like looking the same.
Yo.
skin's actually glowing.
Yo,
The skin is-
facts.
the
The skin is skinning.
Yo, all the husbands have noor on their face after they
And
get
they're like,
have
I'm
kids.
so happy I got kids.
Right?
Yeah, because you did nothing.
Yeah, look at me. I'm this fresh dad.
Right?
And the moms are
the moms are
broken.
mess.
Yeah.
Struggle city. Yeah.
I think that one thing that us girls can do better is understanding what forms of like how we want to feel loved, you know?
Yes.
And so like even telling our girlfriends or whoever it is to be like, hey, can you actually drop off meals on this day or this day? Or like, hey, you know what? I know like you're gonna bring like you're gonna get a gift. This is something I
Yeah.
do, by the way, me and my sister. I just sent her a message, wire me $200. She's like, oh, what happened? I'm like, oh, I bought myself a birthday gift. That's what it is.
I love
My
it.
birthday's in October.
Yeah.
It's Feb. She's like, say less. $200 EMT deposit.
Love that. I love that.
So easy. So easy,
Yeah.
right? And so I very much like encourage that with people because the thing is we are, especially as women, we're like,
Yeah.
no, why? No, this.
Oh man, we do that a
Even though you're like,
lot.
dying, you're like, oh my God.
Yes.
Or I'm
Oh my God.
starving.
Yeah.
No, I'm okay. I don't want this and that, you know, even though we want it, we
Yeah.
don't know how to ask
Yeah.
for things. So like that's where you also can create a lot of intimacy by asking for things because let's be real, we all know they're coming over with a gift for the kid.
Yeah, they are.
And
Everyone
we're
does.
taking that money, we're pocketing it
Facts.
anyway.
Exactly.
So you might as well
Yeah.
tell them what you want, right?
True.
Whether it is like, hey, listen, I actually want this and this, or can you actually make like these? I know there's like after what do you call it? Women give birth, you make
Yeah.
these like frozen pads.
Oh, they're the best.
Yeah.
So it's just like, can you actually be in charge for taking care of this? Can you make
Yeah.
this for me or do that for me?
Yeah.
Like asking, because what happens is yes, when you come home and like you're happy, there's
Yeah.
a baby. Your husband's happy, there's a baby. But also at the same time, you're the one who actually like does get the short end of the stick.
That's
because,
so
like,
true. That's so true.
Everything's burning. Everything's hurting.
Oh.
You
Yeah.
have to go for checkups. Then you're just like, is the baby latching? Am I breastfeeding? Am I
Yeah.
not? You have so many thoughts. So like really asking, okay, you know what? One of the gifts can actually be, can you get me a one-on-one private consultation with like
Like a
Like a
lactation
lactation
consultant.
lactation
Yeah.
consultant.
Yeah.
That's a genius
That's a
gift.
really, really
Yeah.
smart
So
thing.
it's things like that because then you just feel
Yeah.
much more taken care of and comfortable in your head
Mhm.
versus like, how do I figure it all out?
That's
Yeah.
so true.
You
But
know?
then it's also like that. I think that the whole concept of like not being able to like ask.
Yeah.
Because I think we've grown up in this thing where it's like, don't ask. If you go
Yeah.
to someone's house,
Don't
do
ask.
not say you're
Yeah.
hungry.
Yeah.
You better shut your mouth and,
And your
starve.
Yeah.
stomach is like, and you're like, no, I
Like,
just ate.
I'm
I
good.
just
I just ate.
I just
I
had
don't
food.
know.
It was just digesting.
I have gas.
yeah. Bad breath, stomach going nuts. And you're just like, no.
And then like, you know, they ask you like, here, beta, like, and then your mom gives you the duster, like, don't you freaking touch
yeah.
that.
Or she's
cookie.
like, you better just take one.
Yeah.
Izzat rakho meri.
That's so true.
Yeah.
That's so true.
So I think that we don't think about those things. We don't.
Yeah.
Well, because it needs to come from a place of like, well, what do I actually need?
So true. Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
instead of like, oh, let me just kind of go into it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Go into it, but you have to think about what you need.
So
Yeah,
like,
that's
let's say we have viewers right now who are like pregnant and expecting a baby right now. What would you say would be like an advice you can give them to make sure that they can have clear communication before
Yeah.
the baby is even here?
Yeah. So I would say first things first. Stop spending so much time to try to figure out which Upper Baby stroller you're gonna get, which limited edition, whatever. What is it, like $2,000?
It's so damn
expensive.
expensive.
I don't know.
It's
I
like
don't
it's like a
know.
mortgage payment.
Yeah, it's crazy
Yeah.
expensive. And then limited edition, this, that, no. Forget all of that.
Yeah.
Think about your kid's gonna survive. They're made to.
That
they are
is
Fact.
so
built
true.
to
So
survive.
true.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah.
don't worry. Think about the things that you need. Even if that means like I've never given birth. I've never given birth vaginally. So what are the things I need? Go online and research it.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I heard that you know what? When you actually do give birth vaginally, this will be helpful for me to get
Yeah.
these like frozen pads that
Yeah.
are made.
Mhm.
And with witch hazel.
Witch
Yeah,
hazel,
yeah.
witch
You know,
hazel is amazing.
Yeah, my sister told me about it, and like I made them for her. So read up on that and actually ask your friends, like, hey, can you support me by you making this or you taking care
I
of
love
this
that.
with food?
Mhm.
And
I
like
love
that's
that.
it. Because the thing is, everybody brings clothes, and frankly,
Yeah.
it like becomes such a waste.
It is.
It's
It is.
such a waste
Yeah.
because so many of your friends will actually give you clothes that their kids grow out of in like 3 seconds.
Mhm.
There's no
Ain't that
point
the truth?
spending more money.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, so instead use that money that they're gonna spend and tell them like, hey, it would actually be nicer if, you know what, here's some options for a gift. This is what I would like. Whether it's a
Mhm.
lactation consultant, whether it's just like a at-home spa, so somebody comes to the house
Yeah.
to give you a
Oh,
massage.
that's a good
you
idea.
know? Whether it's so one of the gifts that's really nice that I tell clients to give their other friends or ask their friends is there's this website called Sitly. Have you heard of it?
No.
So it's babysitting.
Oh my
yeah, and
gosh.
you can buy it. Yeah, so I would say like
That's
ask them to give you a gift card.
amazing.
Yeah,
I love that.
yeah. Ask them to get you a
Okay.
gift card, and also like you want to be home. The idea is that you want to be home so you can do your thing, so the person can take care of the kid.
Yeah.
And the basic things are like, I just want to sleep or I want to shower.
Yeah.
And
Oh
like
my
sometimes,
gosh.
you know, when
Yeah.
the kitchen is just so nasty, you're like, it's driving me nuts.
Mm.
Even though
Yeah.
it's like I just need it all loaded in the dishwasher.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Ask a friend to cover that, or
Yeah.
ask a friend to like just pay for someone, or find somebody, or drive like somebody who can come clean your house.
That's
That's
a
it.
great.
That's
I
a really good
always
one.
advise people, like when
That's
they
an
ask me what
amazing
gift should I give,
gift.
I was
Yeah.
like, hire
Get
a
a
cleaning
cleaner.
lady.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Like split the cost with like 2-3 friends.
yeah.
That would be, because I know that feeling. I've had somebody
Yeah.
gift that to me, and
Yeah.
that feeling is like no
Yeah.
other.
That's
Clean
amazing.
washrooms.
Yeah.
Someone
Oh.
comes, it's the best.
It is an
Especially when
amazing
you were
feeling.
just like, you literally
drained. Like,
Yeah.
you
feel-
didn't
you
do anything.
I remember I used to look at my dishwasher and I'd be like, I don't even know when it's gonna be normal, quote
Yeah, yeah.
unquote,
Aw.
for me to even empty it by myself.
Wow.
Like that's how crazy
It's
it was
rough.
first time around.
I bet. Yeah.
And when I got that cleaning lady, I like everything
it's
was
a
done.
godsend.
Yeah.
Bathroom, she even like changed the sheets. So I went into bed and it was like brand new clean sheets. Like what a feeling.
What a feeling.
Yeah,
amazing.
It's incredible.
Yeah.
One thing we don't do, actually, we're so focused on like thinking about things as like investment, like don't pay somebody's mortgage, don't, oh, you can do these things, it's a waste of money. Actually, no, it's not, because one of the best things you can get for yourself is you buy your time. And getting somebody to do something that you technically could have done. Yes, it's easy.
Yeah.
Frankly, almost everything is easy.
Yeah.
True.
Yeah.
Cooking's
It's
not
so true.
difficult.
So true.
Like cleaning the house is not difficult. These things
Yeah.
are easy, but they take up so much of your time and energy that it gets exhausting.
Yeah.
So you can't do the things that you actually can do to like fill yourselves up.
Mm-hmm.
And unfortunately, our moms did that.
Yep.
That is so true.
And our moms didn't have the luxury of it.
Yeah.
You know, they did come here to create a better life for you.
Yeah.
So why would you replicate that? I understand if there's financial constraints and stuff.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
different.
Yep.
But if you're actually able to, and you're trying to talk yourself out of it, saying, why would people say this a lot, like, I can't move out. Why would I pay someone's mortgage? But if I live at home and I still need to save up for like another 6 years to be able to even get like a condo that's like, what, 2 million now for a bachelor condo?
Yeah.
Ridiculous.
Yeah.
Prices are
You know?
crazy.
Yeah. So it's just, well, why are you thinking about it like
Mm-hmm.
that, right? This is the price of freedom.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Price of peace and
Exactly.
sanity.
Oh, that's so true.
You know, people don't think of it like that. So
Yeah.
it's just like, think about it like that. One of the things you can ask one of your girlfriends also is, or one of your friends is like, hey, you know what? Don't worry about a gift. I just need you to come over weekly to like do my laundry and fold it and put it away. That's it.
I would
That's
love
amazing.
that.
Yeah.
Oh
See?
my
You know what I
gosh.
love? The fact that like, you know, like it's like great pieces of advice, but I think maybe that's what some of us lack, where we have a hard time even expressing that we need somebody to do something for
Yeah,
us.
it is. It's a
Right?
huge, it's an inner battle.
It's an inner battle because you're like, oh, but like I'm inconveniencing someone else
Yeah.
by saying,
Yeah.
hey, can you help me with the
Yeah.
laundry?
Mm-hmm.
Because like in my mind, I'm like, I would love to, but I couldn't even ask my sister to help me with the
Yeah.
laundry.
Yeah.
Like,
And it's also
she would
because-
be like, I'll do it. I have no issue.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
like for you, you're just like, should I?
What what
Yeah.
most people don't realize is you're not even showing someone how to love you.
That's exactly
Yo,
it.
that's true.
That's what it is. And then you complain like no one.
No one
cares.
loves me. No one did
Oh,
anything
yeah,
for
yeah,
me.
yeah. But you haven't expressed it. Yeah.
That's what comes up.
Every mom's line. I'm telling
Every-
you.
I swear,
Every
every mom's lie.
line. I do everything.
My mom still says it to me. Let's be real.
And you're
These
like,
damn
"I don't even love you.
ungrateful
What are you talking
kids."
about?"
Facts.
I raised my own kids. Babysat them once. But it's
For real.
true, you know
But
what
she'll
I
still say it to me every
She'll
day.
still say it. But
She'll be like, I do
But
everything
maybe
for
that's-
everyone.
That's the key. Maybe that's the key. That like we just have to say what we need.
mean? Yeah.
it's true.
Right.
Actually,
Huh.
that's the thing that comes up most in couples therapy.
Yeah.
People don't have the words to actually disclose to the other person
Yeah.
what they want from them.
Yeah.
Do you think writing it down is a good idea?
It is. The problem is, it's a very good idea. The problem is people don't even have the language. It's like, what do I write down? Especially when you have like all these thoughts that are just like mumbling, jumbling, like going like a mile a minute in your head. So you're just like, well, where do I begin?
Right.
What
do
do
I
I put
begin?
down?
That's so true.
I can start off with Dear Diary.
Right.
And then
That's like I don't even know what I'm doing in my
I'm
life.
feeling bloated. I'm
the
gassy.
naan is going straight through me.
Oh, gassy, itchy from the food. Uh-oh.
Heartburn. Somebody give me Tums.
There's no help.
You know what I
help.
mean?
We
Yeah.
gotta help ourselves, but we don't even know how to.
Yeah,
And I think we're lost causes at this point.
You know what? We probably are. That's why we have her here. Hello.
That's
No,
right.
no, no. This
Trying to
is a
help.
one and done deal.
Trying to help.
I'm here for a short time and a
She's
good
lying.
time.
She's
Not
lying.
Are
She's
you coming back for a series? Is this a series,
coming
Sarah?
back.
Are you making this a
coming
series?
back, guys.
Two, inshallah, follow Wills. Season 2.
So we have a question from one of you guys. The question is, how do you deal with a narcissistic mother-in-law?
Ooh. Straight to the vein.
It went from children to narcissistic in-laws.
So, with the mother-in-law, the first thing that always comes up is a conversation with your spouse, because that is your
Yeah.
spouse's mother.
Yeah.
So there's a certain level of respect that needs to be maintained,
Yeah.
obviously. And also at the same time, what are the boundaries that you're looking to set with a mother-in-law that need to happen? But that conversation needs to come up first with the husband.
Right.
A lot of times I find a lot of husbands are like, well, we don't want to deal with this stuff. You guys figure it out.
Yeah.
You two are the women of the house. You guys figure it
Yeah.
out. And that is actually what leads to more problems, because the women just feel like they're drowning. It's just like, how do I do it? Because I'm always going to lose this. This game is rigged.
For real,
The
it's
game
rigged.
is rigged.
Some next Hunger
yeah.
Games. I ain't never getting it out of this district.
No, it's true, right?
Yeah.
It's true. It's
That is
true.
so true. Oh
I
my
feel like
God.
Katniss Everdeen
It's like, I volunteer.
For
I
life.
volunteer. I've never volunteered.
yeah.
from District 13. I'm stuck. Guys, I don't know what I'm on today, but it's making me laugh.
No,
Oh.
that's true. I think that's very
It's
true.
so true. The game is rigged.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but you can also see the husbands say that a lot too, because they don't like
They-
they're in the middle,
And
right?
but they actually want to be hands off.
Yeah, they do.
They're
Because
just like,
you
too
solve
No, but, you know,
this.
I feel like that's a bit of a cop out, right? Because it's like,
For
are
real.
you trying to be hands off, or are you just trying to avoid the problem?
Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah.
Because hands off is very different from avoidance.
That's true.
And I think when you don't have the skills to figure out, it's a tough job to be
It is,
in,
it
you
is,
know what
for
I
sure.
mean?
yeah.
But like, I don't feel too bad for them.
I don't
No.
either.
You
I
know,
don't either.
it's a tough job to be in, and it's a specific responsibility, and you have to uphold
Yeah.
that responsibility. You can't just pawn it all off to the wife.
Yeah.
And if you see now, I think a lot of women complain about this, and rightly so, which is like, okay, well, you know what? I had no problems with the traditional expectations, which is like, I'm happy to stay home and like cook, clean, take care of the house, and watch the kids and stuff.
Yeah.
But now, just because I'm working, guess what? I'm doing all of that plus bringing in money. To
Exactly.
Why did I work?
Yeah, that's so
Yes.
true. That's so
Yes.
true.
Keep me home, baby. I'm good.
Keep me home.
Right here. Law degree, what? No, no. No.
I don't need none of that.
No.
I'll watch the Barton happily.
Yeah, yeah. 10th pass. Done. Done. We don't need no high school.
None of that, none of
nothing.
Bags,
We're good, we're good.
Metric pass.
Yeah, bus. Bus. And you know, worst case scenario, if things go sideways, I'll learn some coding.
No.
We don't need no degree for that either. We'll figure it out. Figure it out. But like,
Love
that's
it.
the thing, you know, they get so upset. And I
Yeah.
understand
Yeah.
that, right? So it's like, why am I doing all the emotional labor, the financial labor,
Yeah,
the
yeah,
physical
yeah.
labor? Like, I'm exhausted.
Yeah.
You know, and again, rightly so. And so I think, again, having to have a conversation about those boundaries. And that's why, like, you see a lot of women are not taking shit. They're just like, what do you bring to the table?
Yeah.
I'm exhausted. And naturally, you will just start distancing yourself emotionally.
Yeah.
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 You know, you're just like, I don't feel attracted to you. I don't find any intimacy or like any kindness or softness in this house, because I feel like I'm doing so much. I carry so much that naturally I'm depleted.
Yeah.
So like,
That's so true.
it would just make things easier if I just did it all by myself. Sure,
Yeah.
I would not have a companion at home. Yes. But also at the same time, I feel like the price to pay is too high for me. And a lot of women say that,
Yeah.
Yeah.
you know?
That's some real truth
Exactly.
bombs. Woo.
Yeah.
And like with mother-in-laws, it's like you have to have communication with your husband,
Yeah, you do.
with your partner, with your spouse.
Yeah.
Because if those roles aren't really spoken about beforehand, then that's when it gets really messy.
Yeah, but how do you know what the dynamic would be beforehand?
Even
You
if
don't
you
know.
don't know, even if you don't know,
Yeah.
I feel like you can still develop an understanding with your partner where you're like, listen, whatever it is, the way it is, you and I should be doing this, or you and I should be on the same page. And if you can do that before even the mother-in-law has a chance to interfere, then maybe there's a chance that you can sort of navigate that.
Yeah, makes
But
sense.
it's easier said than done, because a lot of like, you know, partners will say certain things or husbands will say certain things, and then all of a sudden it's like, when the mother-in-law's around,
Yeah.
the whole everything changes.
Everything
Everything's
changes,
shifted.
Everything
Yeah.
changes.
And now you're looking at your husband like, who's this man?
like, I thought you could take my
Because
side.
you know what,
thought we were
like,
gonna, you're gonna have my back.
Where'd you go?
But again, like, you know what? To play devil's advocate over
Yeah.
here, the husband's inner child is triggered too, right? Just
True.
like when we go to our
Valid.
parents' house,
Mm-hmm.
it's just like I got to do all these things to please my parents. That's what's
Yeah.
coming up, and then you know what? My spouse is getting shafted to the side, or my kids are getting shafted to the side. So again, it's like like genuinely, it's a lot of like you have to keep hitting your head on
Yeah.
a wall over and over and over and over till you figure out some sort of dynamic that's
Yeah.
there. And generally, the safe assumption is you don't know what that relationship was like before. Just assume that, because
True.
the thing is, when you bring in a new person, any group dynamic changes.
Yeah,
When
that's
there's two people in a
so
room, you
true.
bring in a third one. Even if it's like a family unit, it's you and your husband. You bring in a kid.
Yeah.
Your dynamic changes. You bring
Totally.
in a second kid. Now it's a family of 4.
Mhm.
Your dynamic
Yeah.
always changes. you know
Yeah.
what I
Very
mean?
true. Very true.
So it's very like, and that's why we always talk about like how important it is to have those conversations, especially in premarital therapy, which is nice to see. A lot of people are requesting it now. To
I
be
like that.
Yeah,
I love that.
yeah, and that's also a really nice gift, by the way.
I love
Yeah,
that.
we've
Yeah.
gotten a
I
couple
didn't even know
messages.
that was
Yeah.
something
I
that
didn't
was
even know
like,
this was a thing.
Yeah, I
so
didn't
we
know that
have gift cards that we have at Lena, and people have purchased like one session to gift their friends who just got engaged, which is so cute.
That's
I
lovely.
love that.
I actually really like that idea.
Yeah. So what I wanted to say was, there's always a time period when like a girl gets married where you feel like you're in limbo.
Yeah.
And you feel like my parents' house is not my house anymore.
Yo.
But like my in-laws, or if you moved out, that's
That ain't-
also not my home
That ain't
anymore.
my house. I
Yeah,
got a home.
it's not my yeah,
Yeah.
and I feel like it takes a while.
Yeah.
It does.
For some people, maybe it's a few weeks. For some people, it could be a few months. For some people, it could feel like a lifetime, right? Where you just feel like I don't really belong, right? I'm not really like
Yeah.
you're in that limbo phase.
Yeah.
You're in the
It's
limbo
so
phase.
hard.
Yeah.
But another thing I wanted to ask, just like chiming in the in-laws thing, is how do you deal with like mama's boys?
Ooh.
And I want to bring this up because I saw a
Saucy.
video on a podcast where they were talking about how the mom that was sitting on the podcast was like, oh, if you marry a mama's boy, it's actually like a green flag. And they were like, why? How could you even say that? And she was like, because
I think I know what you're talking
you
about.
know, right? You know. Yeah. And she was like, because he actually will care for you because he knows how to care for his mom. So there are attributes in him that you'll understand, like he'll understand how to take care of like a woman, how to ask her for things, how to like be more kind and caring around the house because he's like that with his mom. I'm not saying I agree, but I'm just saying that I heard a bit of two sides of it. So I was like, let's get your take on this. What do we
You know
think,
I don't
girls?
even know
What do we think?
I know exactly what video you're watching, and I remember watching it and thinking, yo, sis, this math?
This math ain't math.
But let me just say, she and I went to the same math class.
Yo,
Because I got 51. She probably got 49. You know? We're barely passing by. It doesn't make no sense. No.
Make any sense to me either.
No.
Yeah.
No. What you want, if you're looking for that version of that husband,
Yeah,
you
yeah.
want you want somebody who has like basic emotional intelligence. Like,
Yeah.
you know,
Fox.
that's it. How do you, so the big question that you asked me is like, how do you take care of a mama's boy? So think of it this way. When someone's constantly doing something to please somebody else,
Yeah.
like remove the mom.
Yeah.
Because I think it's so easy to villainize mother-in-laws, you know?
So true.
Bless their hearts.
So true. Bless
They're
their
somebody's
hearts.
moms, somebody's khalas, popos, whatever it is, right? So just
And they're not all
humanize-
bad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Humanize them for a minute.
Yeah.
They are somebody who the son feels as though the son has to please that person.
Right.
Right. So it comes down to people pleasing behaviors. So when you're kind of talking to somebody and you're understanding like, okay, you know what, mama's boy equals people pleasing behaviors. I want to know about individuality for this person. What is their thought process? Like, how do they live their life? You know, kind of looking for like, where's this person's backbone? And it's not so much about like, what's my marriage going to be impacted, but like, do I see myself living with somebody who kind of doesn't have an opinion or like a thought process of their own, and they're so heavy in their people pleasing for other people? I don't know if I can be in a relationship like that.
That's true.
Yeah.
Because I just would find that at some point to be kind of off-putting.
Yeah.
Because I want my partner to be happy for themselves and not be so busy trying to please other people.
Yeah.
And I don't think I would be happy in that space either myself.
Yeah.
So really having that conversation,
Wow.
like
Yeah.
supporting the partner. Let's say you're already married and you
Yeah.
find this out later, okay? really honestly, it's going to come down to having conversations about like, instead of saying you're a mama's boy, no, it's like, listen, I don't know how to start this conversation.
Yeah.
So, and like kind of getting to some sort of place of like acknowledging the people pleasing or
Yeah.
acknowledging the self-esteem stuff, because that's what it is, right? Because the minute you say, yo, you're just your mom's, so obviously you're going to say, oh, yeah,
Yeah.
mom, your food was amazing.
Yeah.
You know? They'll just get defensive.
They will.
for
They
sure.
will. 100%.
Yeah,
100%.
and that's the issue about like labeling people like that, or like taking shots like that, because frankly they're below the belt shots.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
not very kind, it's not
Yeah.
very nice. And if you're looking to like, honestly, if you're looking to fix your marriage, that's not the language you use.
That's
Totally.
true.
That's
But
so
if you're
true.
looking to just take shots, go
Oh.
for it. Go for it. We will give more. Yeah, that's
We're ready.
Go for it. Go for it. You know, you're not going to fix any marriage, but you
Yeah.
do have to go in with a certain level of compassion, because you have to look past the mother, like,
Yeah.
you know, mama's boy, to like, oh, you know what, poor thing, like he's so heavy in his people pleasing that he doesn't even have a sense of himself.
Like,
right.
He's probably like this because of certain things that have happened.
Things were not
kind of
met,
thing.
you
Yeah.
know, like
yeah.
low self-esteem.
Yeah.
Like that's what happened.
And
But
like
then-
seeking validation from your
Yeah.
parents.
Yeah,
all
but
the
then
time.
what do you do if the
I
behavior doesn't
know.
change?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
you
Because then
do.
you're kind of stuck. Like if you've addressed it and you've
Yeah.
asked these questions
Yeah.
and you've said, hey, like, you know, like slowly, I'm gonna help you.
Yeah.
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 Well, also like I'm gonna help you, but I can't do the work for you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly. We do that so much, which is like, let me take care of everything. You just sit, you just relax. So having a conversation, at some point it's going to get to, you have to ask yourself like, okay, like I've spent X amount of time. Is this something that I want to continue investing in? Because I feel like I'm not happy.
Yeah.
And I
that's so
feel
true.
like, you
That's
know
so
what?
true.
I don't want to change this person if they don't want to
Yeah.
change. It's not on me, you know?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
and frankly, I might actually be creating a lot of friction between him. And if this relationship is so important to him, like him and his mom only, then that's fine. Like, you know, like
Yeah.
go on, carry on with that.
Yeah.
I don't want to create a rift in between you two. Because if you feel as though what I'm saying is actually me causing problems between a mother and her son,
Yeah.
I don't even want you to think of me like that devil.
Right.
Yeah, that's so
Right?
true.
Because I'm
Yeah.
coming in from a place of like, I'm trying to help you out.
Yeah.
Because can you imagine what would happen when your mom, like that mom passes away?
Yeah.
She's going to be crippled.
Yeah.
That's so true. I never even thought about that.
I know.
So it's, you want to be able to like kind of get on your own 2 feet. Like,
Yeah,
Be
totally.
an adult, have some sort of like
Yeah.
emotional intelligence, emotional awareness.
Mm-hmm.
And if you don't see that as emotional intelligence or emotional awareness, despite my best efforts, and you feel as though, oh, this is the devil trying to get in between me and my mom,
Yeah.
then, you know, carry on. I don't want to bring that amount of pain to you.
Yeah.
That's tough though.
That's
Yeah.
such a
It's
tough
a, it's a tough situation because I feel like you're also in a place where you're like, how do I navigate this? And like
Yeah.
as a Desi woman, you're like, I have to figure it out.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like I
Yeah.
can't just be like, see ya.
Yeah.
Like I gotta
No,
be like, I
it's
gotta put
true.
everything in.
Yeah.
But that also ties
Yeah.
into the stigma behind getting separated or divorced.
So
right?
true. So true.
Also, we have to look at contextual factors, you know, like let's say if you actually got married to this person and, you know, this household that you're
Yeah.
living in is like, it's okay. It's not perfect. It's not ideal. And like the people pleasing stuff over here
Yeah.
is awful, but you're also not in a financial position to stay separately. And like the
So true.
like
Yeah.
the household you've grown up in has been as like heavily, let's say physically abusive, for example, like you kind of have to play your cards with what you
Yeah.
have. you know?
Yeah.
So a lot of times people will be in situations, and frankly, if you kind of think about our parents' marriages, a lot of it was like kind of like a agreement.
Yeah.
It was.
Yeah, that's
yeah.
so
It
true.
was like, okay,
That's
yeah,
so true.
this person can provide, this person can do this, their family can do this, their family, yeah, okay, let's get married.
Yeah.
And like that's been there for a long, long, long
It
time.
has
So
been.
Yeah.
Yeah.
To look at their
Yeah.
factors, right? Like I think a lot of us are quick to be like, I'm out. I'm
Yeah,
bouncing. I
yeah,
don't deserve
that's
this
so
any
true.
better. But I do think people need to kind of reassess like how
Yeah.
much of that, especially if you and your partner are living together and your mother-in-law, let's say it's in a different country, different household, then you actually want to assess that to be
Yeah.
like, hey, listen,
How
is
much
this
do I even-
impacting
exactly,
my life? How
exactly.
much is it impacting my life?
Exactly.
Or am I fixating on this to the point where I'm like making it the entire thing?
Right.
Right.
You
That's
know?
very true.
And I do think that in that moment, it's helpful to either talk to like a friend or like honestly a therapist, even go to couples therapy, just to be able to get a sense of like, hey, am I looking at this appropriately?
Yeah,
Or am I
yeah.
so biased in it?
Yeah.
Because I think like I was actually reading something and they said that we judge ourselves with our intentions
Yeah.
and we judge other people with their actions. So like when we're like looking at ourselves, we're like, yeah, but like in my heart, you know, this is what I was intending to do.
Yeah.
And so you believe the best of yourself.
Yeah.
And then when you look at someone else, you're just like, well, I mean, they
Scumbag.
did, right?
How dare you?
Totally. And I read that. I was like, yo, that's so true.
Yeah.
Like, that's so true. Like,
That's what we do.
I'm always like giving myself a lot of grace. But then with other people, it's like,
How
You
dare
don't
you?
deserve it. You don't deserve it at all. So, oh my gosh, it's very true.
Gems. You guys are dropping gems today. So this is a good question. Somebody asked, how do I feel better after feeling really low? How do I get up and do stuff instead of just being in bed all day?
Very good
That's a
question.
very good
Yeah.
question.
Yeah.
So there's this thing called behavioral activation,
Okay.
because when you're feeling depressed, one of the first things you do is you stop moving, right? And you stop doing a lot of behaviors that, you know, are good for you. And this is like basic stuff,
Yeah.
you know, like moving, nothing intensive, like literally just getting out of bed, coming down the stairs,
Right,
leaving the house, or,
right,
like
right.
going out for a walk, something like that. Going to the grocery store, drinking water.
Mm-hmm.
Or if you can't drink water, like making yourself a cup of chamomile tea or something like that. Eating something like very basic, like
Right.
egg, avocado, piece of bread, just because it's all like healthy foods, healthy fats, just stuff. You stop doing it. So what you want to do is you want to activate those behaviors, and that's why it's called behavioral activation. When it comes to depression, the best thing to do is you work from the outside to the inside. And let me tell you what it means. Most people, when they are feeling depressed, they wait to feel better to do something.
Right.
Oh, I'll go outside when I feel better. I'm not in the mood.
Yeah.
But what you want to do is you want to do the opposite. I'll do it and then I'll see how I feel. So you work from the outside to the inside.
Wow,
Yeah.
I love that.
I love
Yeah.
that too.
Because when it comes to depression, technically, or whenever you're feeling bad or, you know, just crappy, you're never feeling in the mood to do anything.
Yeah,
Facts.
totally.
Anything.
Yeah.
So like, again, that's not that formula, like it's not going to work, you know? And that's why it's just like, let me do it first and then see how I feel. And you'll very likely notice that when you actually do something, you'll naturally like feel better just because you're getting out of bed instead of bed, right?
That is actually very true.
Yeah.
That's very
Feel
true.
better right away. And that's what you want to do. You want to activate the behavior and then you'll notice it actually impacts how you're feeling.
So do you think that that would be the same for, like, let's say a mom that's going through postpartum?
Yeah.
It would be the
100%.
same kind
Wow.
of thing.
It would be the same. And I would suggest that because we there's so much so many women experience postpartum depression, it's also like kind of preparing yourself to have a certain, like, I guess, plan. And the plan could be, I'm going to get a mini fridge and keep it upstairs. So I don't have to come downstairs, right?
yeah.
So if I'm pumping, let's say, I can just pop it in the fridge over there, and then, you know what, my husband can feed the baby, I'm going to sleep. Or I'm actually going to keep a couple of things in the fridge, like just some grapes, some oranges, some fruit or something
Snacks,
outside. Get a couple things and just pack it upstairs so I don't have to wake up in the middle of the night, come down. If I'm breastfeeding, I know I'm going to be starving. So I'm just going to keep a couple of snacks upstairs, and then I'm not going to bother coming downstairs to do certain things.
I actually think
'cause
that's
you can.
an
You're
amazing
independent,
idea.
right?
That's amazing. Why didn't I do that?
Oh, why
What
don't
the hell was I doing?
Okay, but I
Why
want a
didn't
mini
talk-
fridge now.
Why didn't I talk to her then?
In the middle of the night when I'm hungry, I'm like, let me just reach over to that fridge.
Best idea
So
ever.
smart.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, and you know what? There's actually a lot of like good snacks out there, especially when you're breastfeeding. You want to kind of read up on like what are the things I need to eat.
Yeah.
So like you can, I know at Costco you have these like cashew clusters that are there, right? Just nut clusters that are good. Like again, you don't have to make anything; you could just buy it and
Yeah.
keep it.
Very true.
Exactly. Yeah.
Or if
Yeah.
you want to ask somebody to help you out, just be like, hey, can you make me like some granola or something?
Yeah.
Granola, have it with some Greek yogurt at home so you don't like buy and pre-made stuff that's like not so great. Or just like clusters of nuts with like honey.
Yeah.
Delicious.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just
Yeah,
need that
I love
energy
that.
boost.
Yeah, exactly.
Because you know how hungry we get.
Yeah.
Oh,
It's rough out there.
I swear, at like those 2-3 p.m. AM feeds, I would be like, just give me anything.
Like you're chugging water, like
Anything.
What I hear, yeah. Yeah.
Oh
and
my
that's
god, the
thing, right?
water.
Like, you got to keep the water bottle in close
Yeah.
vicinity
Yeah.
to activate that, because the thing
So
what most
true.
people don't realize is when you don't drink enough water, your brain actually starts to like, you know how we talk about like screw loose, okay?
Uh-huh.
That's
Yeah.
what it is. It like starts to like lose things.
I didn't
So
know
you
that.
And you were making fun of my water bottle last time. She
I
wouldn't
saw
let me
that
drink
and I
water
was
in
like,
peace.
Yeah, that looks like a good like that's a mom who's prepped to be a solid mom. Third round.
show my
she's
water
figured
bottle
it out.
now.
She's figured it out.
No, I actually got one in the. I got. So like I'm not into like Stanley cups or whatever, okay? And I went to Walmart and I saw this massive jug of a water bottle and I was like, this is the one I need. It's
Listen,
amazing.
There's a whole podcast that you guys need to do on these water bottle nonsense.
Oh,
Why
thank
are
you.
people? I was in San Francisco visiting my cousin, and she was telling me about the craze that the Stanley bottles have.
I
Yes.
cannot handle that.
And, like,
Fazul.
red and pink Target release.
Oh
I
my
saw
They're
that
sold out
video.
everywhere.
I saw that.
And what I didn't understand was, I'm like, yo, the straw sticks out.
Yeah.
Thank
It's gross.
you.
Yuck.
Nasty.
Like
Mm.
it
So when you
is.
drink,
Yeah.
There's germs and stuff that could stick on it.
Yeah.
Where's the lid?
I don't
There's no
exactly.
lid. Why
I
is
was
this
sharing
swell-
with
yeah. Why is this swell bottle 50 and I still have to spend 30 seconds opening?
yeah. I was sharing with Hina that I saw a TikTok about this girl who opened up her, like all the little parts of her Stanley and the mold. I was like, yuck. She's been drinking water out of that.
Listen,
That's
I'm
gross.
still freaking confused.
I don't know.
Why they gotta make them so big?
I don't.
It's dramatic.
It's dramatic.
It's like, look at me with my big ass Bonnie bottle. Like, chill out.
Pani ki bottle.
Yeah. It's a bit much, right? Like, imagine fighting over a water bottle
I don't
at
get
a
it.
Target.
I don't get it.
I don't get it.
It's
Just
nasty.
y'all get the one. I'm gonna pull it out. I'm gonna find it. Where did I put it?
Girl, don't pull it out. We're all gonna get scared. She's bringing it. It's here, guys. It's here.
perfect. It's perfect.
Look at this.
Yeah, this is what you need.
It's like one of those,
I
like,
mean, it's plastic, so like you're buying plastic,
I know.
but
yeah.
That's
You
all
know,
right. You know,
yeah.
I only get one.
D-Lo
I only get
sounded like
one.
I'm judging you for buying that.
no. I
plastic.
would
dare
judge her
you.
if she had a Stanley.
How dare you?
If she
That's
had
right.
that
That's
pink-
right.
that
Facts.
I would judge her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We would judge you
If she
together.
had the
so you-
red one,
or
I
the
would be
pink
like,
one,
I'm leaving.
or the pink
It's
one.
game over. Yeah. No.
No, guys, get yourself a really big water bottle, especially if you're breastfeeding. Oh my
But not a
gosh.
Stanley. But
Not a
Stanley, if you
Stanley.
want to sponsor us, feel free to do so, and we'll start drinking water bottle. That's
Same. Give me that red one too.
Yo.
I'll double fist it. If you sponsor, I will double fist. Yeah, I got you.
It's
Get
a
in
two-
there. Let's
it's
get
a
in there.
2-for-1, Stanley. It's a 2-for-1. You get her and us. Okay. This is a really good question because we've talked about this in previous episodes. So there's this whole thing about, like, you know, self-love and you should love yourself. How do you love yourself?
Mm-hmm.
What do you do to love yourself?
Mm-hmm.
So the first thing I can tell you is the
Yes.
thing that we talked about, which is like, think about what is it that you need help with,
Got
and
it.
just ask. Ask your sister to come over for laundry.
The one that I can't ask.
Yeah.
All right, Selma. Come do my laundry.
Someone
sis.
go to her house, wash your underwear,
You
her
start with the
kids'
underwear
clothes.
first. You start with the
her kids'
underwear first.
clothes, fold it, color coordinate.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Fix the
Organize.
closet, yeah.
Don't use Uruje's laundry tips. All your clothes are gonna be yellow.
So, like, after you, like, okay, let's say you do ask,
Right.
but like, what other ways can you learn to like love yourself?
One thing that I find, especially for us women, is we're very mean to ourselves.
We are.
I know a couple moments ago she was like, you know, you judge yourself on intentions
Yeah.
and other people on actions, and she was like, I was amazing. She's a piece of trash.
Yeah.
A lot of times it's the opposite, where you're like,
I'm a
you know,
horrible
yeah,
person.
yeah.
Yeah,
I'm a
and that
horrible
person is
person.
amazing.
and you know what? This happened to me because it was fluke, but it happened to that person.
Oh
'cause they
my
worked hard,
gosh,
and
that is
they're
so.
good.
That's
you.
mind-boggling.
That's you to the
That's
T.
me to the T.
Yeah.
Yeah.
100%.
And so
Oh my God, wow.
that's actually a form of, frankly, like opposite of self-love,
It's
shitting on yourself,
self-shitting.
actually. That's what
Yeah,
it is, right?
self-sabotage.
Because
Good
you're
God.
saying, and you know, I'll tell you one of the most common examples of self-sabotage that we don't think about. Oh, knowing my luck, that's gonna go sideways. Knowing my
Yeah.
luck, because
This is you.
Yo, this is legit me. Shit. How did you know that, yo? legit. I'm not gonna lie. You were saying that, and I was like, check.
So what she's saying is
Check,
she needs
check,
therapy. I
check.
do.
Yeah.
Yeah, first
Girl, I'm in
session's
therapy.
Yeah.
You're in therapy.
Yeah.
in therapy, but I still need
Yeah,
more.
she needs to up it daily.
You need Sarah. You need Sarah in there.
I was
Let's
like, You're
go.
going to the wrong therapist. Come to me.
This is also her way of poaching you as a client.
Yeah.
Come on, reel it in, Hina.
Yeah. Some folks though, it's like, you know.
She's like, I can't help you.
Yeah.
Sorry,
No,
can't help
no,
you.
God. For things humans can't do, there's God. Allah, inshallah.
Allah's gonna help you. Read that namaz. Google those namaz timings.
She knows the times.
I know the time.
Yeah.
Sister knows the time.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm not like you.
Allah's gonna help you.
For shame. For shame. God, did you?
So really just trying to first start off with changing that narrative you have in your head about yourself,
Yeah.
you know, which is like, oh, I'm not good enough, or I wish I did this, or I did that, this, that. Keep making the same mistake.
Yeah.
A lot of times, like we say, like, yo, why do I keep picking the toxic type? Why do I keep standing in being in the same situationship every single time? Like same version, different person.
So
you know,
true. Yeah.
and you beat yourself up because you're like, I'm stupid, I'm this, I'm that. But really, if you change that language and approach yourself with kindness and care, that's gonna make a world of a difference.
I love that.
Yeah.
Amazing.
I love that.
That's a new mantra.
Yeah.
Approach yourself with kindness and care.
You gotta change your words, change your language.
Every morning I'm gonna
Yeah.
every morning I'm gonna wake up and be like, hey, what was that line that you said? Can you repeat that one more time, please?
Then she's gonna be like, Uruj, your message is going to Sarah. Like, I'm only getting the one check mark.
Blocked.
And then
Hina's
her-
blocked.
Yeah, and then her last Google will be like, "How do you know if someone's blocked you on iMessage?" Chat GPT. Is there
It's
a way
okay. I
to
got your
message
number. I
someone?
got your number, Sarah. I got your number. Don't you worry. I'm
Listen,
gonna find out where
you
you live.
just gotta pay. You pay Sarah for the session, and you will be unblocked.
I got a free session.
Yep.
I got
for
a
the
free
next one.
session.
Well, would she pay?
No.
She got a free session.
We're inviting her again, and she knows it.
Series.
26 season.
Yeah.
two, I'll be back. Inshallah.
We actually had an episode where we talked we did a deep dive on toxic friends.
Okay.
And I would love to know like what are some tips, red flags, or something that you maybe have experienced yourself or you know other people where you've been in a relationship with a friend and you just know that that person is so toxic.
And I think you recently posted on your story about this too, right? About something related
Yes.
to toxic friends
Yeah.
too.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And it's
yeah,
kind of
yeah.
like, how do you know that? How do you get out of it? What if there's like a life standing friendship? What
Yeah.
if there's family friends
Yeah.
involved? Or
Yeah.
like, what do you
Yeah.
do in that situation? Because you can feel so stuck.
Yeah.
And I feel like we talked about this
Yeah.
where nobody really discusses like the heartbreak you have when you lose a friend.
Yeah.
You talk about all of the heartbreaks.
Yeah,
Yeah.
You know what
but
I mean?
not
Yeah.
the friendship.
But not the friendship.
Very
So
true.
maybe any like tips on that or any experiences you may have
Yeah.
had.
Are you trying to break up with Hina through
No.
me?
Yeah, like we. Why are you
The
looking at
amount
me?
of times she said toxic, she's a
And then
problem.
she
She's
looked
like,
at me
yeah,
too.
yeah.
Did you see
And
her
she was
look
like,
at
so
me?
toxic friendships.
And she was like,
Don't rat me out, girl. Don't rat me out.
pointing
Am I
fingers
mediating
at
this?
me.
I think I'm mediating.
Maybe
this
you
breakup.
were, guys.
I think I'm mediating this breakup.
What do y'all
Yeah.
know that I don't know? Tell the truth. It's a truth-telling day, okay?
Sarah's on the hot seat, not me, okay?
But you're asking some like really deep questions.
And the looks.
It was the look.
It was-
she saw the. She saw the same look I saw.
Hina, she's talking about you. Hina's the problem.
No.
Hina's toxic. Selma, you're better.
Yo,
I heard. This is all I heard. Selma's
Yo.
a big
guys,
friend.
I'm innocent. I'm innocent. I'm
This is
innocent.
too much.
I'm waving my white flag. It's not me. It's not me. It's not me. It's not
I don't know
me.
if we can have her back. She's causing a lot
Yeah.
of problems.
You know what? I think so. I actually shared this a while back. Two of my friends, like closest friends growing up, totally ghosted me in COVID.
Mm.
Till today, I don't know what happened.
Oh no.
Don't know. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, so that was really, really tough for me. And alhamdulillah, like, you know what, that's actually also made me kind of realize a couple of things. And like
yeah.
the people I've had in my life now, they're very meaningful. And actually, that was a big moment for me because I started thinking about the relationships I have and how I actually want to pour into them. And those two friendships for me were like really, 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 really long.
Mhm.
Yeah. And those friendships, I think a lot of times they stuck around. Well, not stuck around. I actually got very complacent with them because
Okay.
it's like, you know, I've invested so much. It's like, I
Yeah.
have so many good memories. Actually, when I still do think about those two girls, I laugh in my own head because there's
Mhm.
really lovely memories I have with
Yeah.
them. They emceed my, like, one of the events at my wedding, my walima,
Wow.
actually.
Aw.
Yeah, and like no regrets about any of that. I genuinely have excellent memories with me, you know, and for reasons, frankly, only God knows at this point, is they don't talk to me anymore.
Yeah.
I don't know what has happened, but whatever. It is what it is. I've made my peace with it.
Yeah.
So when you do have friends that you need to kind of let go, or like toxic friends, you don't know how to do it. The reason why it hurts so much is one, because people don't talk about it.
Yeah.
The amount of
Exactly.
information that's online there for romantic relationships, and it's so different that when we actually have a friendship breakup, you almost wish as though it's like, oh, I wish this was a romantic relationship.
Yeah.
Right?
Because I feel like I could just bounce back better.
Yeah.
You know, I got the skills,
Exactly.
there's blogs and like this and that.
Yeah.
But when it comes to like your girlfriends, you're like, how do I navigate this? They haven't done really something bad, but they have, but it's not working for me.
Mhm.
But they're a different kind of person right now, so they didn't really hurt me intentionally. But what do? I don't know how to navigate it.
Yeah.
I think the first question for you to even ask yourself, anybody, is like, assess your friendships. What are they
Yeah.
like? Who are the people who you have in your life?
Mhm.
How many people actually you find that you feel very comfortable around? Because the one thing we all know is how we feel around that other person.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Right? Your nervous system, how it is. Even kids know this, you know? Like,
Yeah.
you guys have young kids right now. You know who they naturally gravitate
That's
towards.
so.
They just know.
They
true.
just
That's
pick up
so
on the
true.
Even though
energies.
They don't speak about
Yeah.
it, right? They just know. And same thing as well. Like, ask yourself, who do I find that comfort in? Who do I find that emotional safety in?
Totally.
And then from there, sometimes it actually is like a natural distancing that happens. You get
Mhm.
married, you move away from each other, kids, this and that. Those things kind of work out in your favor.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's like those tough conversations. Sometimes it gets real nasty, gets into fights.
Yeah.
A lot of times, like, you know, my friend Halima says this all the time. She's like, bridesmaid culture is super toxic.
Ooh, we talk about
We
that.
talked about that.
You know, and so it's just like a lot of times bridesmaids become bridesmaids because one, people pleasing, two, it's like your mom said you have to include your cousin or your pupu's chachi's
Yeah.
daughter.
Yeah,
Her
yeah, yeah.
dad passed away, she's sad. She has to
That's
be-
so true. That's
Who is this
so
girl?
Yeah.
true.
And why is she matching the same outfits as like my best friends?
Yeah.
You know? But it's just like it's a mix of things, and again, like a lot of friendships are in there just because they're there, not because they're actually friends
Yeah.
of yours. So it gets a
true.
little bit tricky, and I think a lot of us also have this fear of like, oh, I don't want to be alone. I much rather hang out with those people and like be in community with somebody.
That's
than
so
be
true.
alone.
Yeah.
A lot of times you have to ask yourself, like, what's my relationship like with myself? Do I actually
Yeah.
like dislike being with myself by myself and like my own thoughts so much
Yeah.
that I'm willing to kind of just be around in the company of others, where I actually have to mask and be performative to put on a certain type of face.
Yeah.
You know, and frankly, that's so exhausting.
It's so
That is so
exhausting. 'Cause at the
exhausting.
end of the night, your
Older.
cup is so empty.
Yeah.
You know, as you get older, you're just like, oh my god, I think
Yeah.
my eyes are just closing.
Yeah.
No, I know, because you really don't have the energy.
you
Yeah.
don't.
And sometimes
Physically.
you're like, why is it not organic?
Yeah.
Why am I having to like try extra hard?
You're like,
Yeah.
why do I have to laugh so extra
yeah,
hard?
yeah, yeah,
like,
yeah.
Just
Yeah.
Like I don't find it funny
that's not
anymore.
even funny.
Yeah.
You know, you're just like, but you're like,
yeah.
Like, did I
stupid.
laugh hard
yeah,
enough?
yeah,
Did I get enough laugh?
That's stupid.
Was it authentic?
And to like end a night with somebody and then have to think about all these little things.
Yeah,
That's so
That's
true.
also exhausting.
Another thing that I think we were talking about was like sometimes you have a conversation where like people are trying to find things out about your life, like
Yeah.
friends, and then you end up telling them so much,
Yeah.
and you're like, why did I share?
Why did I
Yeah.
share
Like,
that?
Why did I
yeah,
overshare it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, why did I do that? And then
Yeah.
you're like pep talking yourself before you meet certain people, like, okay, just remember, don't overshare, don't
Yeah.
talk about this.
Yeah.
And then they just have that like personality where they want to get the information from you. And
Yeah.
then maybe you're in like a spot where you're like, okay, I'll just tell you. And you don't
Yeah.
you just tell them.
Yeah, it just comes out. It
And then you're
literally
like,
just comes
"Shit,
out.
Why did
Yeah.
I say that?
And then you realize those people never share their own stuff.
Yeah.
You just end up oversharing because
Yeah.
of the way that maybe they are, the way
Yeah.
the conversation flows, or whatever the
Absolutely.
case may be. And then
Yeah.
A lot of people are uncomfortable with silence.
Yeah.
And so when there's silence there, the other person is just like, blah, 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 and you're like,
that could be us. That could be us.
Like, can you imagine me and you sitting here quietly? It's not
It's
possible.
so awkward.
Shit.
Yeah.
There would be a lot of weird things that I would add into those
Yeah.
silent gaps.
Do it now. Tell me now.
Now I don't have the. Now she said sit in silence, so I'm like, shut your
Yeah.
mouth.
but yeah, no, people don't like it at all. The things
It's so.
it's amazing.
Oh my god, it's so true.
Try it next time.
I am gonna
Just
try
like,
it.
Now I'm getting so uncomfortable. Like,
Yeah.
oh my God. I just need to be okay sitting in my silence. Okay. Y'all, if you're learning, believe me when I say, like, I feel like I am like, this is like a freaking university class.
Yeah.
I'm sitting here getting all the
master
knowledge.
class.
Master- Take notes.
Yes.
Yeah, but you know what? It's actually a really fun social experiment if you have to go to like events, especially the ones that, you know, you're like, I don't want to be here, but I have to
Yeah.
go out of respect
Yeah.
and stuff. Just like smile, sit there, but just listen to what people are saying. It's so fun.
Oh my
And
god.
I am
and then
gonna
you
do
get to
this
judge
now.
Me
them.
too. Oh.
Like, I'm just going to sit there quietly. And
Yeah, just like listen to what they have to say. And like a lot of times you could tell like people are so caught in their own head about themselves.
Yeah.
And they're so worried about other people judging. how
that
they-
is very true, though.
It's
you
very
know?
true.
And but what they don't realize is they know this, but they don't realize
Yeah.
is that but the person next to you is just as much caught as in his own head. So he's not looking at you and thinking, "Oh, you've got a zit on your face or whatever." No, no, no. He's
Yeah.
like, "I look fat in this suit."
Yeah.
Looking at your zit. You know?
But you know, some people, they're so hella confident that you gotta appreciate it. It's like, I don't care
Yeah.
if I have pink and brown, like a suit pink and brown would like throw up on it. It's all good because I'm here. I'm here. And me, I'm like, oh my God, I didn't pluck one eyebrow hair today.
Yeah.
Like literally, that's so true.
That is
That's
so true. Oh my
We
gosh.
are very caught up in like
Yeah.
our
Yeah.
own like thoughts and like
Yeah.
our own perception of us.
A lot of people say that. Like, you'd be shocked at how much you hear if you just actually just listen to what somebody else is saying. Yeah.
We're doing that next time.
Yeah, we're gonna do that.
Podcast
It would
in
be kind of
silence.
weird. Like,
Imagine.
whoa. But you know what I've also heard that like when you are around people, if you're just sitting quietly and listening, it's better because I guess like it puts you in a spot where like you don't have to like over say things.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like less is more sometimes.
And you know, Hina, you gave really good advice a few episodes ago where you were like, sometimes it's nice to just stop for a second and think before you even say
Yeah,
anything.
but do you know how hard that is?
It's so hard.
It's
so
so hard.
easy to say.
Like
and
I
so
love that I
hard to
give this
do.
advice and don't follow it. You know what I mean? Like I'm like,
That's
yes.
me every day of my life.
Yeah.
Clients, don't do this, do this. Meanwhile, breakfast, wake up, donuts.
Yeah.
Krispy Kreme, baby, come on. I got the platinum subscription there.
Yeah.
Seriously, I'm like, drink your waters, do this, do that. Meanwhile, it's just
It's like 4 coffees. You're extra
seriously,
dehydrated.
coffee.
Yo.
What is it? 11 o'clock, coffee. Mouth is dry. It's like sandpaper right now. Yeah, no, it's me too.
Oh my
It's
God.
me too.
Yeah, like I feel like everyone does it.
Yeah.
We give like the best advice. It's like our parents too. They give you
For
the
real.
best advice, and then you're sitting there like,
Why
But
don't you listen to yourself?
yeah.
make it make sense, mom.
Yeah.
I mean,
That's me with teacher advice.
yeah.
Like so many parents will come to me. Oh, Aruj, what do I do with with my kid? How do I do
Yeah.
this? And I'll be like, oh, spend time with your kids reading. I sit down with them. You know, create an environment for
the
them.
days are long, but the years are short.
Short. And or I'll be like, just 15. All they need is 15 minutes. Do you think I spend 15 minutes with my
Yo,
kids?
you don't even know. You don't even know the gems that I throw at people. It's like, you know, your kids, they don't really need toys. They just need time spent with you.
Oh my god.
And meanwhile, my daughter's like, hey, mommy, you want to play ball? I'm like, just give
Here's
me 10
an
minutes.
Yeah.
iPad. Here's an iPad.
Like, give me 10 minutes here. I'll put Frozen on for you. And then 10 minutes like 30. And I'm like, it's okay. You got another 30. I'm giving you an extra 30 today. I'm tired. Like, that's literally me sometimes. I'm like, I don't got the energy for this.
Oh my gosh.
The days are long. The years are short.
Yo, the days are long and the years are damn long too, okay? All of it is long.
It's long. It's long, long,
It's a
long,
long journey.
long. I'll think of it when I get to it, okay?
Honestly.
You know, when they say hindsight is 20/20, it's like, yeah. After like when they're 20 years old, like, okay, I'll look back and it'll be lovely. You know?
But let us get to that age
Let's
first.
get there first.
All right, guys. Thank you so much for tuning in. You need to do the outro.
The outro is, y'all know what to do. Subscribe, like. We are going to add Sarah's Instagram, her TikTok handle. You guys can reach out to her and connect however you'd like, but don't bother her too much because she's a busy lady. And also, don't forget to give us that 5-star. If there's any questions that you guys have for us, or if you guys just want to let us know how the podcast went, make sure you guys engage with us and comment. We always read the comments, and
Yes.
we love to answer them, the nice ones at least. And we just want to thank our guest of honor
Yes.
for trekking
Thanks,
through
Honestly.
and coming here through all the chaos. We appreciate you.
You're a
so
real
much.
one.
We
Couldn't
had the
missed it.
best time.
Honestly. And she dropped some gems.
She dropped some gems. We fixed all your lives. You're
You're
good
welcome.
to go. You're good to go.
Yeah. I don't
And
hear no problems.
there you
No
go.
problems.
Don't ask her any more questions. She's done with those little reels that
Yeah.
she makes.
Yeah.
Okay?
I'm done.
It's
I'm
game
done.
over. Okay?
Yeah.
All right. So we will see you guys next time. And thank you for watching. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.